What's up? We're back. CLUBBMOTO, Stunt Dyna Build Series, Part 3. We're working on the Black Pearl, a.k.a. Murphy's Law, a.k.a. the Grim Ripper. Thing's got more names than a rapper.
I'm not a rapper.
TC BROS 6-inch modular pullbacks. We have the one-finger easy pull clutch lever and the brake lever to match it. ODI throttle tube and the Renthal moto style grips. Oh yeah. Alloy art. Polyurethane riser bushings. The cool thing about these risers are you can order different length posts. So right now I have the 6-inch with the pullback. You can get 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch or whatever. If you wanted to switch it out, you don't have to buy a whole new set to change the length. So that's cool. And the other thing is this is like the centerpiece. And in the last model, it was solid. So, but this model, it seems like they updated it so that you can run wiring internally down through the center of the handlebars, which is sweet. Repping the Action Bronson concert tour shirt with nothing on it other than White Bronco tour. I don't know if people walking around thinking I'm supporting OJ. They only came in Action Bronson sizes.
I didn't even make that connection. I had no idea, man. I've never really looked at the shirt.
Yeah, oh yeah. And we got microphones now. Look at that. It's like we're professionals. Little lapel mics. So hopefully the audio quality's better. We'll see. I'm assuming, just like everything else that's been on this bike, there's no thread locker on any of this shit because, boy, is it just coming right off.
There's enough scratches right there to mark it too.
Yeah, is there? These risers and handlebars are fucked
right
up.
here.
Like you can see on this riser, there's a bunch of where the powder coatings come off. Mm-hmm. Like this was all the guy before me. Here, you could tell they used a pry bar on the risers. Like that's just taking not very good care of your shit. I did not do any of this.
More skulls.
More skulls. Those are gonna be coming off finally. Look, got a nice actual f***ing mechanic wheeling stool. Thanks to Nessa. And it is awesome. Not even sponsored by Carhartt, but I should be. You can use it for goddamn everything. I was on my back on the cement for like 20 minutes the other day, and it's not a fucking scratch on it. I've never even washed the damn thing. I wash it once a season. Get that shit nice and stanky.
Gross.
Your riser bolts are down here. 3/4 inch. They're kind of hard to get to, so I'm using an extension with a swivel. Oh shit! Carhartt saved my life. There you go, exactly. That's why you fucking protect your tank.
You look ridiculous with that sticking out of your pocket.
I got my blang. That's some real blang. Functional. Iced the fuck up. The reason we're going shorter is these are about 8-inch risers. God damn, I wish I had a tap and die because that shit is nasty. They're the pullback risers, so they're gonna come back like 2 inches. So that'll keep it short, low, and coming toward me. So it gives my arms a little bit more of a bend in it so that when I'm going to do those wheelies, clutch up and I can pull and like throw my ass back into the seat here. Gotta love all that fucking wiring right there. I could take the fucking front wheel out of the chock and turn it, but with the old sketchy red Harbor Freight lift, I'm not gonna do it. We're just gonna take our time and do it the hard way. Just really want to clean out those threads. Old thread locker, fucking oil and grease and shit. My hands are all fucking dirty. I'm gonna get my new parts all dirty because I'm a fucking scrub. This is how not to scrape up your triple tree. Push the lower one down from the top and you'll see it slides out on the bottom. All right, there's your cap or whatever the fuck it's called. Now, you got the bottom one out. Now you come up from the bottom, push the top one out. There, and now you're not fucking digging in on the top of your fucking triple tree. Fuck, I got no tools here.
Holy fuck.
This one I feel like it's just in there tighter. So much paint is chipping off these cheap ass handlebars. Your riser bolts torque to 45 foot-pounds. That side feels way tighter than the other side. I don't know why. Not that good. That's good. That good.
That
I'm
good.
fucking tired.
That good.
That good. It looks good. Fucking flossy, dog. My inch-pounds torque wrenches, of course, at school. So 120 inch-pounds on the actual clamp bolts or whatever. So that's going to be 10 foot-pounds. So I'm just going to use the foot-pounds wrench. Hopefully it'll go that low. It do.
You have great English right now. Good job.
It do be that low.
That was really fun to watch for some reason.
Torque wrench clicking and is so satisfying. So these are the One Finger brand easy pull clutch lever and billet brake lever to match. It clamps on with a hinge instead of having two different bolts, so that's pretty sweet. I believe it has ball bearings in it so that it's real smooth. And it's got this extra piece here to keep your cable, your clutch cable from moving around within the lever itself, which is sweet. And the billet brake lever is just real slick. It's like super short. So on the brake side, I already did a little prep work. There's a snap ring that goes on the bottom of this this pin here. I didn't have my snap ring pliers because, well, where do you think my snap ring pliers are? That's right, at school. Very good, class. Just like everything else, they're at school. So I have a little metal pick. So I used a pick and a flathead. Take the snap ring out, push that pin up. Okay, so it's really hard to see. But if you look up under the housing and in this direction, there is a switch there. That's your brake switch, your front brake switch. So when you're replacing this lever, you're going to want to go ahead and pull the brake in and like just stuff some cardboard in there or like a spacer so that when you pull the lever actually out and you pull the top pin out and you pull the lever out, you don't tear the switch off or break it at all, because then you'll go and you'll throw your new lever on there and then you'll wonder why your brake switch isn't or your brake light's not turning on. So I've got the pin popped up a little bit. The easiest way that I've found to do it is just take something that'll fit in that hole. I've got just a regular screwdriver without any bits in it and just push it out from the bottom. It should pop right out. Well, that's like the exact same diameter. Then your cardboard falls on the ground and your lever pops right out. Very simple. Okay, now we can see a little bit easier. That black little button right there is the switch. So you want to be careful not to, if you just push this in, you might snap it off. This right here is the plunger for the master cylinder for your brake. So basically what happens is your brake lever pushes on that plunger and it builds pressure in the master cylinder and sends brake fluid down to the line, which squeezes your calipers. Then you pop your pin back in. Yeah, you might have to wiggle it a little bit to get it to set. Now I'm going to push the brake and I'm listening for that click of the switch to tell me that the switch is still operating. Also, I can go ahead and throw my flashlight in there and I can see that the switch still operates. So I didn't break anything, thank God. Next thing we're going to do, and the last step on the brake side, is just attach that snap ring onto the bottom. All right, there it is. Brake side's done. We're going to move over to the clutch side. So the first thing we're going to do on the clutch side is come down to your cable adjustment down here. There's a few clips, one on the top, one on the bottom, and they hook into these little ports in the frame, and they attach by a little pin. So if you depress that pin, you'll be able to slide them out. You move the boot up. The boot just protects it from rust. So you're going to hold the cable with your 1/2-inch wrench, and then I took a boat wrench and loosened up the nut here. Then we're going to back this all the way off. Okay, now that we've backed the locking nut and the adjuster all the way up, so then we come up top. This side has the same pin situation. Actually, it didn't have a snap ring though, of course, because you know how this bike is. So just pop this guy right out. So now we should have all this slack here. So we're going to go ahead, take this guy out here. Now there's a plastic pin in here. And Comes right out like that. Now you can keep these parts just in case you have to come back to your stock levers. We're coming down to the back side here. The housing. Normally I'm pretty sure it's 2 T27 screws or T25s. Of course, mine's got a hex head and a T25. There we go.
On the shelf it goes.
Yep. Now we're taking the fancy one finger. It came with its own Allen keys, so I'm going to use those. This is where your cable is going to route. You know, with the clutch levers, there's supposed to be a little play, but then there's also, like my old one, there's play within that plastic pin that we took out. So this kind of solves that problem, and it makes it feel really smooth. So I got Loctite on the little screw. We're going to feed the cable into the housing just like that. Our little cover goes on right there. Real light on the torque here, because this is a little stainless steel hex screw and I do not want to strip it.
So why is it in right now?
I will explain that right now. So as you can see, the clutch lever has been installed, and the clutch lever actually itself is all the way depressed. We're going to go and work from the bottom, again back at the clutch adjustment for the cable, and we're going to back this one all the way down, and as we do that, you'll notice, yeah, it starts going back out. We're taking the slack out right now. So how you check the play here, you're going to pull on the cable. You should have about 1/4 of an inch or less there. Some people say 1/2 inch. I think that's a little bit too much for my taste, so I'm going to do about 1/4 of an inch right here. All right, so I've just felt it out a little bit, pulling the cable at about that much here. So I've got just this much play, so really not that much. I don't like a lot of play in my clutch. When you find the desired amount of play and you like where your lever's set, you're gonna go ahead and back this lock nut down, and we're gonna hold the adjuster with the 1/2 inch. I've got my boat wrench. I'm just gonna give it a good solid turn there. Now you can bring the boot back down, and then we just put these clips in. Now it's locked in, and the cable's adjusted, and it feels good. That's nice and snappy. Very minimal play in the lever, and also the great thing about this lever and the housing is you get your play here, which is normal. You know, you set that, but you don't get play up and down, which is unlike a lot of levers. Like the one I just had on there had a crazy amount of play up and down. I would be sitting there at idle at a stoplight and the lever would just be like, it was super annoying. And this one, it is tight. It feels good. We're doing the Moto style Renthal grips. These fucking things are like Kiriakin, big honking goddamn grips. And between that and the heavy ass lever that I had on there, the clutch was terrible. Like, it was so hard to pull in, and your hands would get tired. I want to slim down the actual handlebars as much as I can, so we're going to put those Moto style Renthals on there. So I was thinking I was going to have to ride out to my uncle's maintenance shop to use his compressed air to get those Renthal grips on, but we should be able to get them on with a little bit of lubricant and a lot of fucking pushing and shit. I've done a little bit of prep work already. There's 2 screws holding the case on. They're T25s, one right here on the top and one on the bottom down here. So I took those out, and then you just kind of carefully pry this guy open because there is wires in there. I went ahead and broke the old grip loose. That's a Kiriakin Kinetic Series. This thing was fucking on there. Like, that was glued on there. So if it's not coming off, it's probably just the glue. I had to twist it, and then finally it just snapped right off, and I was able to pull it out. When I pulled it out, there was just all sorts of remnants of the rubber still glued to the handlebar. And then I went and just took some sandpaper and then just sanded it down so there's a nice smooth surface to put the new grip on. Okay, so I'm going to dump some isopropyl alcohol in here. It's just 70% mixture. I'm going to shake it up a little bit, dump it out, and then I'll probably just lightly lube up the handlebar. We should just be able to slide it on with a lot of effort. I wish I had more room. I'm not going to move. When I'm done with the build series, I'm going to rearrange where the lift's at where the Honda's at, because I'd like to have the lift over where the Honda is. Put the Honda in the corner.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right?
Hopefully you didn't change too much about your bike and you could still ride it.
Yeah. Hopefully it's going to take some getting used to. This whole thing is going to feel completely different. Damn, that actually turned out pretty good. Fuck. These Kuryakin ones are just huge, which a lot of people like them because they're comfortable. I did think it was pretty comfortable. I'm just going for something slimmer. These are like 13 bucks. They're less than $20. So if the bike goes down and it, you know, ends up on the handlebar and scrapes off the end of it,
It's
you know,
just a thing of rubber.
Yeah, it's literally just a thing of rubber. It does not matter at all. I could take it off really easily. And these ones are easy to remove. You just take your razor blade, cut it right off.
Easy to replace.
Easy to replace.
Because they're cheap.
Because they're cheap, exactly. So that's kind of what I'm going for. Lower profile, easy to, you know, ease of use, not expensive, because we're gonna be doing some shenanigans. Oh my God, that's so much thinner. Oh, that's easy. Woohoo! Yeah! That one hurt. Got that guy on there. I get blood on my new shit. Yeah, look at that. Fuck, man. So I just moved the brake assembly out of the way. The Kuryakins have a built-in throttle tube. A lot of the grips that are aftermarket do have a built-in throttle tube. So we're just going to remove the idle cable and the throttle cable. I have them labeled here, throttle return. And we're going to do that by loosening up, just like our clutch adjustment. There are adjusters right here. I've worked my pick up underneath the throttle cable here. And I'm just going to delicately roll it into that groove and then get the wire set in there a little bit. And then from the other side, gently push on that brass portion. And there you have it. So much easier.
Wow, that was super easy.
Yeah, yeah. Yes! Oh, baby!
She's like, why are you on that thing?
Come here! She doesn't like the shot. She
Okay, bye.
Bye. So again, we're working with the brake switch. So as I reinstall this, I'm going to put a little pressure down on the brake lever to move this back so I don't shear off the switch here. And then there's a little guide on the housing here that matches up with this one, and a little knob that matches up here. Slowly kind of slide it right in place there.
About there.
About there?
Yeah.
That feels good.
Yeah.
I like that. So now I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to take all the slack out. Most of the slack. So your idle cable or your return cable, basically when you pull on the throttle and then you let go, it should snap back. And it should snap back pretty quickly. It's too tight. See? No snap back. And it's, go ahead and try to move it.
Ow.
Too tight, right?
You have to put it back, yeah.
We don't want that, so we're gonna back it off. You don't want too much play in there either. Ooh, damn. Right here is about good. When I roll on the throttle, it feels smooth. And when I let it go, boom, snaps right back into place. That feels good. I'm gonna tighten these lock nuts down, and we're gonna slide the covers back up. And then we're gonna get that grip on.
It's like the hardest condom ever.
Ugh, should have got magnums. Woo!
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
There's blood.
Is there? How the fuck did I get the wrong hand? What the fuck? I think as far on as we gonna get it. Still snappy. We like it. No yawning on set.
Fuck you.
Ain't break time.
I do too get a break. Union, bitch.
Huh? Union, bitch. So we got the throttle tube and the Renthal on this side. Changed the angle of the lever a little bit to match that one. Sat on the bike, felt it out. Feels good. Throttle's nice and snappy. No play in there. Now, what does that mean? Sticker time.
gotta take the fucking garbage out.
You know, I'm a slob. What can I say? One finger, TC Bros.
Cottage door was sitting in the sun.
And by him sported on the green, his little grandchild Wilhelmine.
So everything's set up. We got a slimmer bar set up here. Easy clutch. Nice small brake. Lower risers. It is April 1st today. Spring is coming up. And I'm getting anxious to ride and start ripping it up. So like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And definitely stay tuned because we're going to have some crazy shit going on this spring and summer. So peace out. I'm going to go ahead and put Loctite on that bottom bolt as well. Just a little bit of blue. That's more than I wanted. Wow, that was a lot more than I wanted. Okay.